Hello, ladies and gents, boys and girls, people of all ages, sexualities, and identities, and welcome back to another series review. And today, we're back with some more Hazbin Hotel, as we've just finally reached the final. But now, before I proceed, just a very big warning: if you've not seen the final, please click off this video right now, because there will be some major spoilers. You've been warned. Right, now that that's out the way, let's get right into the series. The series starts off from the end of last season. The hotel has begun to get a lot of attraction from sinners, but not exactly for the right reasons. Everyone has been led to be convinced by Vox Tech and everyone else in hell that essentially the hotel is the place to learn to kill angels. Charlie Morningstar comes to the news and essentially tries to ward them off, but due to the press and the constant battering on exactly what's happened and the loss of Penchers, she is in a loss for words. Meanwhile, her girlfriend Vaggie is trying to keep the hotel in shape. Charlie then makes a deal with the devil after finding out that Penchers has been redeemed by Emily, and tries to convince Vox that it can be done again. People can be redeemed and go to heaven. But little does Charlie know that there was so much more behind Penchers' sacrifice than just mere becoming a good person. Meanwhile, in the background, we have Alastor mocking everyone, as Alastor keeps pointing out that he doesn't care to sort out their situation. As far as he's concerned, he's got his own problems. Alastor then goes off to Rosie, in which we soon find out his backstory, where Alastor was a very blood-hungry guy in life and pretty much murdered quite a lot of people. However, Alastor done all of this in hopes to get into hell, and has been established as one of the old-timers who got into hell on the basis of the technicality of him making a deal. It also turns out that Alastor got into hell because he was mistaken for a deer in the forest by a hunter, and was shot in the head. Alastor then argues with Rosie over the fact that he was almost killed by Adam, who is an archangel. Rosie, however, points out to him that he may be the most powerful sinner in hell, but that does not mean that he can be an archangel. Alastor decides to get himself captured by Vox in order to make a deal that all Vox should not do is to touch Charlie Morningstar. Now, this kind of backplays on Vox down the line, but we'll get into that later. Charlie tries to fight back against Vox and keeps doing everything in her power to do so. Meanwhile, up in heaven, the angels are debating whether Penchers was truly worthy of redemption. Once they come to an agreement that he belongs there, Penchers has a very hard time adapting to the life in heaven, as he can't shoot things, he can't create things, and most importantly, he is without Cherry Bomb, the love of his bombs. Then we have an absolutely incredible music number between the pair of them, where they both sing about the fact that they're missing each other. And it's also a very good confliction for Cherry Bomb on the basis that she doesn't quite get why Penchers sacrificed himself. But then soon she starts to question maybe it was out of love. However, backtracking very quick a sec, the reason that Charlie goes after Vox is after the bad press he gives her, because she tries to redeem Angel by essentially trapping Husk on the tracks. But Husk gets stuck to the tracks and it all goes tits up. Luckily, he's saved in the process. Husk also has a bit of a inner conflict throughout this series, as he goes back to a club after having an argument with everyone in the hotel and starts drinking his heart out. Whilst at the club, he comes across Angel Dust, who is in a drag outfit and seems to be singing to a load of gamblers at a club. At the end of that episode, however, we learn that Vox has been manipulating Angel the whole time to stay one step ahead of the hotel. and also finds out Lucifer's secret weakness. Lucifer then, the next episode, goes to confront Vox in hopes of helping his daughter's reputation. But, sadly for him, Vox already knows that Lucifer cannot hurt sinners, all because he has been using angel dust the whole time to manipulate and snitch on the hotel. With Alastor under his foot and everyone else at string ends of the battle, it leaves Vox with a very good power grab, and to make matters worse, he goes to Carmilla Carmine in order to build a weapon to break through the barrier of heaven. As all the odds start to turn in on them, it seems that Charlie Morningstar only has one option left. She must side with the side of heaven to break the spell that Vox has over all of the sinners. They devise a plan to break in and essentially destroy the bomb. It works mostly, for the most part, until Vox and his minions start to cotton on. Yet the V's begin to become very conflicted when they suddenly realise that Vox is more about himself than about the rest of them. Another very quick backtrack is we find out how Vox became so powerful. It turns out that Vox, in fact, was a TV host, and back in the day he slit the throat of all the producers and anyone who was above him, just so he could climb and build his very own cult. However, this all backfired when Vox went to go and assemble them, and a TV crashed on his head, killing him dead. Another kind of bit of backstory we find out is when Vox first turns up in Hell, he goes and asks for Alastor's help. This kind of plays into one of the songs from the original first season, in which we find out that Alastor mocks him for asking for help. The reason Alastor mocks him is for the same reason he mocks him in this series. Everything Vox has done, he's got other people to do. Whether it is getting Val to pretty much get control of angel dust, or it is Carmilla Carmine to build a weapon to destroy heaven, or even to get people to believe in him by using the TV station. Everything Vox has done has not been his own doing, and this even turns Carmilla Carmine against him. Eventually, the V's manage to break Vox in half, and the group of them begin to band together after seeing how power-hungry Vox is for Hell. Vox is temporarily destroyed and left as a TV screen, whilst the rest of them stop the massive weapon from destroying Heaven and Hell. However, before this, Alastor breaks free from Vox's bonds by beating him on a technicality. Alastor said to Vox that he cannot touch Charlie Morningstar. He never said anything about killing. Vox takes touching as pretty much hurting her, not the fact that he touched her on the shoulder. By doing this, it breaks the deal, and it also causes a massive power grab for Alastor. However, on top of this, Alastor had also previously made a agreement with Charlie, in which she would agree to do one tiny thing for him. Alastor convinces Charlie to say that Vox is one of the most powerful sinners in Hell, just to boost Vox's ego. Charlie does this without being able to stop herself, and essentially makes it even more prominent for Vox to become an 100% sinner. Once this is done, Vox and Alastor go in a clash of wars. This all happens, and then, as we previously mentioned, Vox is destroyed by the V's and everyone else, as they all band together to stop the weapon and restore the balance between Hell and Heaven. Once this is over, everyone goes back to their lives, and essentially Charlie sees a flux of people coming into the hotel. Meanwhile, Valentino and Velvet pretend like they never knew Vox. So, Hazbin Hotel Season 2, my friends. Was it as good as Season 1? Hell fucking Yes, it was. Constant backstories, brilliant sound numbers, from the song Piss to the song Love in a Bottle, and even the song Gravity. Everything in this season is made to knock your socks off, and it does it perfectly. And for that reason, I give Hazbin Hotel Season 2 a solid 10 out of 10. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next series review. Until then, goodbye, stay beautiful, and have an incredible day.